Hey, it's Mr. Malte. I'm here on a Chromebook. I'm doing a screen capture, doing a screencast, which I love doing on here. It's very easy to do. And sometimes, instead of a slideshow with multiple slides and some ugly colors and some text that you've copied and pasted from Wikipedia, it's better to explain in your own words and to make a script and to do these things in a simple screen capture. It's very easy to do in a Chromebook. Control, Shift, and that little switcher overview key that's up at the top that I have highlighted there, which brings up a little window where you can change to the whole screen and change it to the video camera. And then if you look, I'm zooming way in, you have to just make sure that you click on the little gear, which is our settings, and make sure that your camera is on, not off, and that your microphone is on. And it gives you this little camera. I can be pointing at things, I can be looking around doing all kinds of stuff, which I love. So you do this keyboard shortcut, Control Shift boop, overview key, which brings up this little menu where you make sure that you select the camera and full screen and the settings, turn on your camera, and then rock and roll. One of the first things I have students do is create that activity we just did about one word, one thing you're passionate about. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's the last video, just right next door here. I hope still, might be somewhere else now, but that's where it was when I made this video. So just making this simple thing about something you're passionate about. So in my case, I made biking, and I would like you to create this first of all and have this ready. So if you haven't had that done, so pause, come on back when it's done. Once you have this, I'd like you just to talk for 30 seconds to a minute about your passion. Maybe it's biking, maybe it's nature, maybe it's pottery, maybe it's a sport like hockey or lacrosse or something else, but I'd like you to talk for 30 seconds. And you may realize very quickly, like, oh boy, I wish I had a script to at least not read off, but have bullet points of what I'm going to talk about. So I would like you to know how screencasts work. I would like you to have something simple like this to talk about. I would like you to record 30 seconds to a minute. You might want a little bit of a script. Now, I have a whole page on engaging students with a section that has a whole, it's a big page, and it has a screen capture section, screencasting. Sometimes you can screencast and just show things like these common craft videos where you draw on a piece of paper and explain something. I've had students just make a single picture. This one is an awesome video that you should check out. It's on our digital skills in action page. Just 30 seconds about who is the best humanist. It could be 30 seconds about a region of Canada. It could be 30 seconds about anything. And I've also made slides for, here's an example of life cycles for science. You do something like that where it's just a slideshow and you speak about it, speak about each icon. And you're not just reading words off a slide. That actually hinders your audience. If you're reading all the words on a slide, you're actually getting in the way of your audience's working memory. So don't do that. But I could be just going through and talking about each of these elements that are on my slides, whether that's one slide or I go through a whole bunch of slides. But either way, it's a simple thing that I'm talking about in a screencast. The great thing too, like I was doing here, you can go, you can point, you can talk about the different elements on the page. It's a great way to show things off. So, simple screencasting in a very short video, but I'd like you to try and get good at that. When I'm done with that, that video does show up on the Chromebook. It should go to your drive automatically, but if it doesn't, you could go Alt-Shift-M and look at your file manager and look where it is, or the Files button that's down here on your Chromebook shelf, or if you press the Apps Launcher right there, and find that file and make sure it's in Drive, make sure you rename it, and you could add that to Classroom. So I could record this, go to Google Classroom and add that as a video that my teacher can watch, my teacher can share, and then this video could even go onto a slide later on. So that's a lot of ideas, but at the very least, try Screencast. Do it. Okay. Mr. Malte, out.